YouTube. What up, gang? Today we got another NBA reaction. Today we got Bronny James is the worst player in NBA history. That's how y'all feel. I'm uncomfortable doing this video. I ain't gonna lie, but y'all was asking for it, so we're gonna do it, man. We're gonna see what's going on. This is by our boy Uncut Hoops. Shout out to him. Love the channel. A lot of y'all love it too, because y'all definitely asked for a lot of his videos. But let's get into this.
I want to clarify one thing you just said, which is Rob and I did not give Bronny anything. Bronny has earned this.
So I understand what everyone is going through. The boy is this community.
Hands up!
Smith kick. Bronny James off
Thursday afternoon for that fight. So you hope that over that time, Austin gets that much additional time.
Bronny has earned this.
It's gonna be bad, man. It's gonna be bad. Look, man, this has happened everywhere all the time where you're related to somebody, so you get a job. Like, it's happened. It's happened. Me personally, do I think he should be in the NBA? No. You know what I mean? He should, for sure, should stay in college. He should have got a couple good, decent seasons under his belt playing in college basketball, for sure. For sure. That would have given him time to develop, really develop and focus on his game, play under pressure. Yeah, I mean, again, it's not like he was a top 10 pick. He was drafted second round. Like, who really cares about players that are drafted in the second round? Every now and then you'll get a steal, but for the most part, nobody's really checking for second round players. Now, the thing is, he gets a lot of exposure, and that comes from Pops. So, LeBron, I don't like this, man. I don't like this. You say things in the media. Oh, my son can play in the NBA. You did a lot. You put a lot on this boy, man. And me, I'm rooting for Bronny. I don't think it's his fault, but man,
I don't think so. One of the most forced storylines, forced narratives in the NBA right now is the idea of Bronny James is an NBA player, and the idea of him being in the NBA is something especially admired, celebrated, and applauded by fans around the globe. When, of course, in reality, Bronny James being in the NBA, it's a total PR move, reality stunt, and an ego booster on part of LeBron James. Because, of course, Bronny is the worst player in NBA history.
rush up the floor.
Bronny James for three.
Ooh, he got pushed that time by Roddy. Here's James all the way.
You suck.
Now, that statement at face value, it might seem a little bit delusional, far-fetched, and it might come off as hating. But I'm here to tell you guys, it's not far-fetched, not stretching it, that Bronny James, in fact, is the worst player of all time.
Uncut, it does seem that way. And I rock with you, man. You feel me? You've helped my channel a lot. So I rock with you. I rock with you. Does seem like it's a little hate. There's been some terrible players in the NBA. Now, everybody in the NBA can play, for sure, but there's been some pretty bad ones. At least we know Bronny shouldn't be here right now. At least we know that. But there were players that, everybody thought should have been and were just bad. Bronny got a couple things working for him. He's super athletic. He can dribble a little bit. He's got a decent handle. He sees the floor well. He knows the game, obviously. What bothers me, though, is he should be a better defender and a better shooter. And he's just not. He's just not.
As looking through NBA history at individual seasons where players play at least 10 games, in all of NBA history, there are 23,008 such seasons.
Mm-hmm.
And if you take those individual years, ranking from the best PR to the worst PR, Bronny James on that list ranks 22,997th in the bottom 1% NBA players all time. I mean, think about that for a second. Bronny James, compared to his peers right now in the moment, is the worst player in the NBA based off PR. But compare the entire NBA's history, he's still bottom 15 all time. And looking at that bottom 15, which Bronny James does fall in, out of the worst PERs of all time, ranked off field goal percentage, Bronny James out of those players ranks 11th of 12. The only player in NBA history with a worse field goal percentage and PER than Bronny James this year is a guy from 1989 named Rolando Fiera, who played for the Blazers. So technically speaking, Bronny James, he's not the worst player in NBA history, he's the second worst. Because, of course, Rolando shot 5.6% compared to Bronny James, who's at a respectable 6.3%.
James, guarded by Tyson, steps back.
Let's go home! Let's go home, ladies and gentlemen! Let's go home!
Now, looking at Bronny's overall numbers, I mean, of course, this guy's a bench warmer, plays garbage minutes, but his numbers even then are just absolutely horrific and shocking. And looking at these,
Yeah, this is bad. This is bad. But he's not a pro yet, man. He's not a pro. I feel bad. Yeah, I don't care. Am I making excuses? No, he's playing bad. But I am rooting for him because he didn't deserve this. He didn't put himself in this position. Or maybe he did, because you are a man. You are your own man. You could have stood up to Pops. So never mind, I take it back.
these numbers, 0.3 points per game, 0.4 boards, 0.3 assists on pitiful shooting. I mean, if you watch this guy play on any given night, he looks like some person's nephew snuck on the court, got a jersey, and is playing for fun. I mean, this guy definitively is not an NBA player and not deserving of a roster spot in 2025. And again, compared to his contemporaries in just this season, Bronny James definitively is the worst player in the NBA. As looking at players this year who take at least 15 shots per game, Bronny James ranks dead last, 458 of 458 at 6.3% shooting, totaling 1 of 16. And here's the catch. The second worst shooter in the NBA is a guy named Adam Flagger. He ranks 457. And Flagger, despite being the second worst player, is still 10% higher than Bronny James.
Come on, man. Damn.
If you're a quote-unquote professional NBA player, that's your job, what you do, and expect to have some offensive game, going 1 of 16 shooting, regardless of the minutes production, that on its own is absolutely abysmal.
I don't think people thought he was gonna be some like offensive juggernaut though. I don't think people thought that. I think they looked at him more as a defender and like maybe a catch and shoot guy. But man, he just ain't making shots at all. He's not defending great either. Like it looks pretty bad.
That's why people watching his G League games, seeing him score 15 points here, 20 points there, against guys who are nobodies will never make an NBA, and even the best.
Whoa. Some of them G League boys can go. They ain't nobodies. They can go. Those players in the G League can go. And a lot of times that stuff be politics. You feel me? I know because I've ran clinics for the G League. I've been to G League tryouts. I've been in G League tryouts. So I know. But yeah, he's just, and his numbers ain't great in the G League either, though. So I'm not taking up for him because I don't think he's played great in the G League either.
Best players in the G League are 10th, 11th, and 12th men. So Bronny James having mild success in the G League, translating to the NBA, it's non-existent.
5. Bronny James. Knock away. Bronny had it intercepted. And Council. Showtime!
And even looking at Bronny's G League numbers, I mean, they're mid-tier G League numbers, average G League numbers, 16 points per game, under 40% shooting, abysmal from 3, abysmal from the line, with 2.9 turnovers. And look, that's not awful numbers, awful production, but you're playing in the G League. You're supposed to score put numbers and show some type of potential for the NBA. What you have in Bronny James is a player who gets the shots, gets the minutes, the looks, gets the opportunity to perform at a really high level.